Immigration court victories and new USCIS rules. Immigration news often centers on raids, deportations, and enforcement crackdowns. But August revealed something different: major courtroom victories that reshaped the immigration landscape nationwide. While enforcement continues, courts are pushing back. Judges are blocking unlawful actions, protecting immigrant rights, and reaffirming constitutional principles that many feared were under attack. At the same time, new USCIS policies bring uncertainty. A controversial anti-Americanism rule has left applicants worried, creating more risks even as victories arrive. This balance of progress and restriction defines the current immigration environment. For millions, the stakes have never been higher. Ninth Circuit blocks unlawful raids. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals struck down unlawful raids in California. Federal agents cannot detain people based only on appearance, location, or workplace presence. This decision was critical for immigrant communities. In Los Angeles and beyond, the ruling ended years of fear over indiscriminate raids and workplace targeting. The case reaffirmed constitutional protections. It reminded enforcement agencies that immigration powers are not unlimited. Constitutional rights apply, regardless of status, and courts are ready to defend them. For families living under constant fear, this ruling delivered relief. Communities reported fewer raids, fewer protests, and a sense of calm returning to neighborhoods once disrupted. The court drew a legal boundary. Enforcement cannot rely on suspicion or appearance. Evidence and lawful grounds must exist before federal authorities take action. Birthright citizenship upheld. Another dramatic case involved birthright citizenship. An executive order attempted to block citizenship for children born in the U.S. to undocumented parents. Court stopped it. The Ninth Circuit issued a nationwide injunction. Judges emphasized the 14th Amendment's guarantee: children born on U.S. soil are citizens, regardless of their parents' immigration status. This ruling reinforced one of America's oldest principles. Birthright citizenship has long been considered settled law. Efforts to overturn it faced strong judicial resistance. Immigrant families saw this as a powerful win. Many feared their U.S.-born children could lose citizenship. The court's ruling reaffirmed their rights and security. The case also demonstrated the power of judicial review. Even executive actions cannot dismantle constitutional guarantees without resistance from the courts. This ruling provided clarity at a time of political uncertainty. The 14th Amendment remains intact, protecting children born in America as full citizens. Mass detention claims stopped. Rumors circulated that ICE and the Department of Justice planned to detain 3,000 people daily. Fear spread quickly across immigrant communities. But courts once again intervened. Litigation blocked such efforts, and reporting confirmed that large-scale detentions were not occurring. Legal barriers prevented mass arrests. This proved significant. Communities had braced for sweeping crackdowns, only to find the courts holding agencies accountable to established legal standards. Instead of unchecked enforcement, agencies face limits. Lawsuits and injunctions forced compliance, protecting thousands of immigrants from unjust detention. The case showed how courts can slow enforcement overreach. Judges remain a crucial safeguard when executive promises or threats go beyond the law. Humanitarian parole protections. Humanitarian parole has been vital for migrants from Cuba, Haiti, Venezuela, and Nicaragua. Over 500,000 people rely on this relief for safety in the U.S. Attempts were made to strip away these protections. Courts blocked those efforts, preserving humanitarian parole and offering security to vulnerable groups in need of stability. For families depending on parole, the decision was life-changing. Without judicial intervention, thousands could have faced sudden removal despite dire conditions at home. The ruling signaled that humanitarian values remain important. Courts upheld protections that align with America's tradition of offering refuge to those in need. Communities welcomed the decision. It proved that even during strict enforcement periods, humanitarian principles still hold weight in immigration law. Bond rights in removal proceedings. For years, many immigrants in removal proceedings were denied bond, held in prolonged detention without chance of release. Courts recently challenged that stance. An immigration judge granted bond to a detainee. The government appealed, but the Board of Immigration Appeals upheld the decision, reinforcing the right to release. This ruling carries major implications. It restores hope for individuals stuck in detention, showing that bond is once again possible in certain removal cases. Families benefit too. Instead of months or years of separation, detained individuals may now seek release and fight their cases outside custody. Bond decisions also signal judicial independence. Immigration judges and appeal boards are increasingly willing to question government policies that deny fundamental fairness. USCIS introduces anti-Americanism rule. While courts delivered victories, USCIS introduced a controversial new rule. Applicants for green cards and visas now face scrutiny for alleged anti-Americanism. The agency announced that officers will review whether applicants support or promote anti-American, anti-Semitic, or terrorist views. Such findings could weigh against immigration approval. Supporters argue the rule protects national values. Critics warn it is dangerously vague. Anti-Americanism is not defined in immigration law, leaving decisions up to officer interpretation. Applicants now face uncertainty. What qualifies as anti-American? Could political speech, online comments, or personal beliefs be misjudged by an officer? The risk is real. For immigrants preparing applications, the rule introduces new anxiety. Discretionary decisions could lead to unfair denials, even when applicants meet all other requirements. Concerns over vagueness. Immigration lawyers immediately raised concerns. They argue that undefined terms invite bias and subjectivity, creating inconsistent outcomes across cases. Aaron Reichlin-Melnick of the American Immigration Council noted the term has no precedent in immigration law. He compared it to McCarthy-era suspicion of communism. The danger lies in broad interpretation. Officers could view ordinary criticism as disloyalty. Applicants may be punished for opinions rather than actual misconduct. This blurs the line between security concerns and free speech. Courts may eventually review the policy, but until then, uncertainty remains. A wider immigration crackdown. The new rule is part of a broader trend. USCIS already expanded checks on social media and moral character. Officers assess both misconduct and positive contributions. Approval standards are narrowing. The strike zone for acceptance is smaller than ever. Even minor mistakes or questionable records can now lead to denials. Attorneys advise immigrants to exercise caution. Careful preparation, clean records, and professional guidance are more critical than before. Every detail may influence final outcomes. This reflects a broader shift under Trump's administration. While courts offer wins, agencies are tightening controls, leaving immigrants caught between protection and restriction. Balancing victories and risks. August highlighted a sharp contrast. Court victories protected immigrant rights, but new USCIS rules raised the risk of denial. The immigration landscape is both promising and uncertain. For immigrants, this means preparation is everything. Court rulings provide some safety, but agency discretion remains powerful. Applications must anticipate both protections and new risks. The dual reality of 2025 is clear. Courts safeguard constitutional principles. Agencies pursue narrower interpretations. Both forces shape the future of immigration in America. Final thoughts. Immigration is never one-sided. Recent weeks showed how victories and risks unfold simultaneously. Courts restore balance, while agencies tighten enforcement. For applicants and families, awareness is crucial. Understanding both court rulings and new policies will define success in securing status and protection in the United States. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon for future updates. Thanks for watching.